Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with new cards. So Galaxy War Drake released yesterday actually, but we're reacting to it today because it was just by itself and I didn't want to do just one card. Like not unless it was something knew I could talk about for a while. We have, of course, Galaxy War Drake level 4, part of the new Galaxy support that's coming out for Mizar instead of for Kite. Because that deck is so fucking confusing. So this card could theoretically do a lot. I think there's actually something to Galaxy Eyes Photon stuff. Like it's close. I've been trying to build a Galaxy Photon Horus deck for a while now, and it's like close, but there's a couple of things that's really missing. So let's see what this one does. You can only use the first 6 cards once per turn. If and also you cannot switch someone the rest of the turn you activate as either of them except light monsters. Well, that's not great. Level 4 light monster special to your field. You special this card from your hand or graveyard, banish it when it leaves the field. That's good. That's a good effect, but it locks you in the light monsters. Both effects do. Target one of the level 4 light monsters you control at its level, and this card's become 8 until the end of this turn. So that makes you go into a rank 8, which is nice. Being able to go into a rank 8 with the level 4s is nice because the rank 4 is like fine, but you only really want to make that once. There's a lot of level 4s in the deck that special summon themselves. And this is like a really easy way to go into an 8 instead of some of the other ones, which are... yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if this is exactly what the deck needs, but it's not bad for it either, for sure. There's a lot of cards in Galaxy that send a Galaxy to the grave, and this is like one of the only good targets for it. There's another one, but it's kind of conditional because you need to have a Galaxy monster on the field already, and that can be kind of difficult. Yeah, this is interesting for the deck for sure. Would you believe me though if I told you that I think this is actually better in Lightsworns? Because Lightsworns has level 4 light monsters. I don't think it really cares about the light monster lock. And then this should give you another level 4, or potentially you could use this to go into a rank 8. So that could be really cool for the deck. I mean, it had to be a light rank 8, so it'd have to be just going into like a Photon Galaxy card. But you could go into the one that has a negate on it. Like, that's not bad. Yeah, this is interesting. Next up, we have new Tenpai dragons. So the Tenpai dragon is interesting. I reacted to it very strongly when I first saw it. I think I overestimated it a little bit, but it has been doing pretty good in the OCG recently. I don't think it's going to do as well in the TCG. It's just a little... I think the differences between the formats are going to hurt Tenpai more so than a lot of other decks. But I think it still has potential to do quite well. So I'm interested to see what this next wave of support will do, because this could actually do a lot for it. Alright, so first up we have Tenpai Dragon of Genroku. I don't know anything about Mahjong. I'm very sorry. You can only use the first and second effect of the card name once per turn. Let's see, it's a level 3 dragon, so it's one of the non-tuners, the level 3s and the level 4 tuners. This card is added to your hand except by drawing it. You special summon it as a tuner, but you can increase its level by 1. Okay. Then you can is interesting too, because that actually opens up level 6 synchro plays, because it's just a you can. But it also still lets you do the 4 play, so it lets you go into the 7s. That's interesting. It makes it feel like it's a wild card. Is Genroku like a wild card in Mahjong? I know nothing about it. Quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon one Tenpai Dragon monster from your deck, except for Tenpai Dragon of Genroku. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except for dragon monsters. Okay, so it locks you in the dragons, but I think there's other cards in here that lock you in the dragons as well. Special summon Tenpai Dragon from the deck could be pretty good. Some of them have nice effects, especially the one that gets you a spell trap. Yeah, this is interesting. This one is very interesting. It's basically just another name, and I think the deck does need that. It needs just like another name. And this is both. This is both the tuner and a non-tuner, depending on how you do it. And it's got like a poplar effect, so it lets you extend further. I like that. I like that one. All right, we got a trap here. Sangen Kaiho. Sangen Kaiho. I hope that's right. Only use the first second of this card name once per turn. During the main phase, if all monsters you control are fire dragon monsters, minimum of 1, and your opponent controls more monsters than you do, end this main phase. Huh? so okay, so you went first and you set up your board, and then during the main phase, your opponent summons Ash, add Snake, add Poplar effect summons, you activate Sangen Kaiho, and then it's battle phase. Does it go directly to battle phase, or does it go to end phase? Right? I'm sure it goes to battle phase, right? Because this deck's all about the battle phase. Yeah, those battle phase protections, and then you can do things in the battle phase. Your opponent can't really use the battle phase in any way, shape, or form. They basically just have to go to main phase 2 to do anything, which is an interesting kind of turn skip going on. I don't know. That's interesting. It has another effect too. If 3 more attacks were declared this turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, draw a card, and you can special summon a number of Tenpai dragons monsters from your hand. Whew. And you're obviously going to get 3 more attacks. That's easy in this deck. That's what the deck's designed to do. I don't know how many Tenpai dragons you're going to have in hand and how much you can actually do with them, because all of their special summon effects are once per turn. But I'm sure there's something you can do with that. That's an interesting thing, especially because this is probably going to be, because this is vanishing from the graveyard, it's probably going to be like a turn afterwards where you have everything, like all the effects reset. So yeah, I think there's probably something interesting you could do with that. All right, and then we have Dora Draco. It's like Pokey Draco, kinda. This appears to just be a generic fire dragon that could theoretically work with the archetype. Yeah, it's just kind of a random card in here. But it's a new card, PogChamp, from Infinite Forbidden, so yeah. And it's a level 3 dragon effect monster, not a tuner. You can use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. This card is normal summon. You can add a level 4 or lower fire dragon monster from your deck to your... Okay, yeah, no, it does seem to be specifically designed to work with this deck, huh? That's kind of crazy. Wow. Once per turn, you can excavate the top card of your deck, and if it is a fire dragon monster, send it to the graveyard. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each Dora Draco you currently control. Otherwise, place the excavated card on the bottom of the deck. That's a very bad effect, but the first effect rather, is very good. So, wait, oh no, the second effect does have a once per turn. It just says once per turn on it, but it's not a hard once per turn. So you could theoretically have this gain 3,000 attack, and then the 2 other ones gain 3,000 attack. That's very stupid. But the first effect is quite nice. Yeah. Interesting. I wonder what other things you can do with this. I remember seeing there wasn't very many fire dragons to play with, so... Alright, one more thing. We have a new Dogmatica card. Look at that motherfucker. He's decked out to the nines. Alba System... Wait, hold up. Dogmatic Calamity Alba System. There we go. It's interesting that Albaz is now a system. Albaz fused with everyone is now a system, and everyone's just headmates with each other. Dragon Fusion Effect, Dark level 8, attack 4,500. This must be the most attack on a level 8 monster there is. Fallen of Albaz, plus 6 monsters in your graveyard with different names, must first be fusion summoned. So you cannot cheat this out. This card can attack all opponent's monsters once each. With 4,500 attack, that's not bad. You must send 1 card from your extra deck to the graveyard to declare an attack with this card. Okay, that's pretty bad. But you could send some funny stuff with that, but it's not very good. So, yeah, I mean, you can send all sorts of stuff to the graveyard. I don't know how you're summoning this guy without, like, Necrofusion. Is this a time for the Necrofusion enthusiasts? I don't know what's going on here, really. Once per turn, if you control this fusion of monsters, have 6 or more fusion monsters in your graveyard with different names that mention Fallen of Albaz as material. You can send all cards in both players' extra decks to the graveyard. And then this thing can never attack again. It's just a giant asshole in attack position. I don't know, this doesn't seem very good, but it is very funny and very pretty. And I imagine it's the conclusion to a whole lot of lore. Or something. Again, I don't know how you're summoning this. I guess probably with the yeah, you can branded fusion this guy. You can't branded fusion this guy specifically, but you branded fusion for Lubellion or Albion, and then you can get into this guy because they can use material engrave. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. This is not a very good one. I don't think you're probably going to be seeing this getting much play. The third effect is interesting, but you'd have to attack 6 times to do that. Well, it wouldn't have to, actually. You just have to find a way to put the fusion monsters you use as material for this back into the grave. I don't know. I don't I don't know about this one. But yeah, the new Tenpai stuff is interesting for sure. I think these cards are going to see some play. This card is going to have something. This card has a home. I just don't know what it is yet. It's a very interesting design, and I think it's going to have a place somewhere. And yeah. Well, let me know what you think of these in the comments below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye! Hey there! Thanks for watching another video. Why don't you give it a like, share it around, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. You know, the YouTube stuff. You can also follow me on Twitch and Twitter for more content. I got content plenty for ya. You can also support the channel by giving me money. You have a Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you can show up in the credits over here. I would really appreciate that. You could also use my TCG Player affiliate link to get any singles, sealed product, or accessories that you want, all to start supporting the channel at the same time. That's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful rest of whatever time it is for you. Bye now!